Hello, everyone. Hello, Synergy ladies. How are you?
Hi. Hi everyone. Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
That's
Hello,
it.
good evening. I'm okay. How are you?
We're fine. I'm fine. Everyone's fine. It's a lovely weather in Scotland. It's raining. That's lovely. So that's our summer, I think, weather wise. But yes, today, thanks for joining us. People may be watching us. We ladies come on every week on a Monday. Usually it's about half five, half six. So it can vary week to week. So yeah, so we do come on a Monday evening. Please join us. We talk about different topics too, and everything's things that are related to our lives. We were talking about a lot of emotions in the last few weeks, the laughter, happiness, and joy, and all that. And we today we're going to talk about parenting styles. Now it doesn't matter, if you don't have children, it'd be good to just listen in. Maybe friends and family do have children, and so there's a different we thought would be quite a good topic to talk about and would just help you if you got children and maybe look at what kind of parenting styles you have and if it's really helping you and your children the way you're doing things. So yeah, I like the love there. So we put a love like button, put a love button as well on that as well. So yeah. So let me know what your thoughts are, people, about parenting styles. Your thoughts. Obviously, we are going to share our thoughts and we're going to relate it to our lives as well. And everybody, uh, everybody who might have a different style of parenting style. So I don't know, somebody, Razwan, Sarwar, the naughty, is that the naughty step? All right, then I don't understand that fully, but if you want to comment and on it and give us more kind of insight what you mean, that would be great. So there's a different kind of parenting style nowadays. This, compared to hundreds of years ago, the parenting styles were different. Last 50 years ago is different. Last 10 years ago is different, and now the styles are totally different. And generation as time goes on, the parenting styles are changing because of how the environment, the society, everything due to that, and the way we interact with how we react to children, how the children react to us, and everything changes as we time goes on. Now we're going to talk about four types of parenting styles. So Annalika, I will go with you. What's your thoughts on your parenting styles, like from many years ago to now? Do you think it's changed, or is the same, or it's
You
different?
mean you mean for me or the way
For,
I
for
parent
you,
or for the way I was parented?
well, I would say the way you generally in society, but you could relate it to yourself. Maybe when you were growing up, how your
Right.
parents, were different, how they kind of had the parenting style to now how you are treating, how you have it with your children. Is it different or the same?
Yeah, I think my parents, as maybe my dad, I would say, is that more of, I don't know, authoritative and a
What do
bit.
you mean by that?
Okay, so if he says something, that's what you do. I never see. I never grew up trying to negotiate anything like I do with my children now. So yeah, usually my parents, if they say you do this, that's what you do. There wasn't never any chance of trying to negotiate, because that would be seen as disobedience. So I grew up partly with my own parents, then I moved on to continue live with my uncle and my auntie, that's his wife as well. So, and it's the same. It's usually more of, my auntie was more of authoritarian. She would want to discuss with you, but my uncle would be another, again, authoritative. Is this is how you do it, and that's how it's done. Anything apart from that will be just disobedience. So that was how I was parented.
Well, we'll come back to you now. How is going to happen? How has that changed for you? Let's go with Fran. What about when you were growing up? What kind of parenting styles did you get from your parents?
I would say I got mixed of them, but I never got the uninvolved. No,
No.
uninvolved was not on my side. Yeah, but I have both the authoritarian, the authoritative, and the kind of permissive, like what you want to do, but they have to check and see if it was good for you as well, not just permissively, whether good, whether bad. No, yeah, and I think looking at I would say overprotective wasn't on my side as well. Yeah, but the other ones, both authoritarian, authoritative, and the partly permissive was there, but uninvolved, no.
Well, well, it looks like we all are at kind of a similar level because my father was very strong, and you don't say anything against him in the when. So he used to be like, you listen to me on there's nothing else. I think everybody was scared, but and my mother was like the softie, kind of. Is it just just let it kind of relaxed. So there was both sides, but I think. At that time, as Annie, like I said, you just don't talk back. You need to behave, and that's it. So I think I hear the majority of. I think that was the style many years ago. And Rizwan Sarwar says it means that he mentioned by the naughty step. So what he meant was sitting on the step until they behave. So they basically said you have to go out, sit in the naughty step, and that's what he meant. It was really good. It's about discipline. It's having rules. I think that's for him, having a rule. If you behave, that's where you're going. So that's good to get that feedback. Would love more feedback from people. How was your parenting style? What did your mom and dad do? What kind of, if you were behaving badly, what kind of reaction did they get, and did you learn a lot from that? And are you a parent? And what kind of parenting style do you is towards your own children? What kind of styles that do that? So that'd be quite good to know more about that. So Annalika, so as you mentioned about how you were brought up and your parenting style, or your parents, how they had a different parenting style. Do you think it's the same that you do with the children, or slightly different?
I am slightly different. So, of course, I always want to be a bit better, give them things that I know that I didn't really like myself growing up. It would be unfair to start doing the same thing to them, and things that I knew I would have wanted, so I'm trying to do that for them now. So looking at the parenting, I would like to say that I'm more of the authoritarian type. Yeah, we have rules because the authoritarian parents are the ones that kind of keep, they're not overly permissive. You have rules like the Rizwan has said, have naughty corner or naughty step. We don't use naughty step or naughty corner, but we have bedtime rules, and we have a point chart, so they collect points for good behavior. So that's what I use. I discuss more than I was able. I want them to talk to me more than I was able to talk with my own parents when I was growing up. So we talk more about things.
Well, I love what you said about communication is so key, because it was difficult in the past with a lot of parents. I've kind of, I was speaking to somebody yesterday. Communication, it was hard to talk to the parents. How you're feeling, and it's like, you just do this and that's it. and there wasn't really much in discussing at that time. This lot of I mean, I'm sure their parents did discuss it, but it's quite hard to
This network
talk
don't
about.
start.
Yeah. So that's really good. I really get to know that. So it's obviously working for you, those parenting styles. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It is working. I think they behave well, to an extent. I think I'm seeing the result I want to see, them becoming more and more independent, so that's what you watch out for. If they're able to do what they're supposed to do at a certain time, I think, and I get good reports from school, so yeah, I think it's working. It does work. We'll
I think
see. We'll keep seeing how it goes. They're still growing anyway.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, but in fact, what I've seen of what how you interact with the children, it's really good, and I see that they do behave, and and they do listen to you, which is it's nice to see that. Uh, Fran, what about yourself? And if you want to share your parenting styles or parenting style of yourself, of how you parent, your children, or us generally society, how they should be parenting their own children. What's the best way?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So can I just start from saying, like, when we started, you say we are discussing about 4 types of parenting style,
Yeah,
and and basically we are talking about these types of parenting styles, which are the permissive parenting, the uninvolved parenting, the authoritative, and the authoritarian parenting. So, and this authoritarian, some people call it autocratic, depending on how they want it. Yeah, and that is the one America says no negotiation in an authoritarian, which is autocratic. Why the authoritative, there is democracy, is democratic because you can negotiate. Yeah, so looking at that, the way I parent, I think my parenting style is mixture. It's not just a particular one. I combine them, but I try not to be uninvolved at all. And I know I'm a mixture of authoritarian and authoritative. Yeah. And because I like to talk, I have to make sure that what I'm doing, I don't just take a decision and from the moon, I table my decision. That is authoritarian, autocratic. No. So because I want the children to feel belonged, because I want them to feel involved, inclusive. So I am more of authoritative. I give them time, I give them space, I give them opportunity to talk about it, negotiate, yeah. And which I know is good for me. And I know anybody that practice such will also see that is also good because they understand what you're doing and you also understand what they are doing. Yes. But where I said no is uninvolved because I cannot be uninvolved. Even if I let them or provide everything for them and they don't feel your presence, they don't even feel that you are the mom or even you are the parent. They just feel that they don't even have a parent. Yeah, so I don't do that. Then the permissive one is not good if you are totally permissive parent, which I am not. Just let them anything. Can I have biscuit? Yes, yes, yes. Can I play with toy? Yes, 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 yes. You don't check the consequences or anything. No. So I need to check and see. I say no when I need to say no. And I say yes when I know it's necessary and worth saying. Yeah, I try to set boundaries and yeah.
I think what you meant was good is you mentioned boundaries. Is having boundaries then, or when children step over it, you should give them the boundaries. I think I mean with myself, I would say, there's certain things obviously having boundaries on, saying can't be done, no, you can't do this, and so on. But I do give the flexibility of learning them to make certain mistakes, not severe ones, but certain mistakes. I think for me is they have to learn from. Sometimes I feel, and I've come across children that, with my people I've watched and seen experience, and even my experience, that sometimes if you go so much boundaries and you tell them this is how it is, and the children are not making mistakes, they don't even get some confidence in the future, or sometimes you have to make mistakes to learn, and depends what it is. I'm not saying the severe ones, I'm just saying gentle. Obviously the certain ones you just you tell your children there's no way you're going to do that or go there, whatever. But certain things, for me, is the flexibility and the communication is very listening and understanding where they're coming from, because the children, sometimes don't say fully how they feel, and maybe so just listening and just communicating. Communication for me is one of the keys, and understanding and being in. I don't want to say being in their level, but being mentally understanding where they're coming from, because sometimes as adults we could be here and they're there, and you have to come to their level to understand where they're coming from. So that's one of the things awareness for me is more than ever. So yeah, and thanks for Fran for 4 levels, which I was going to come to anyway. Because the four levels of parenting style, that's a psychologist. They've kind of put it onto saying this is 4 styles that you could be under, and as Fran said, it could be mixed as well. Doesn't need to be one particular styles. We're all mixed, we do it in different ways, so all mixed styles. So what's your thoughts? I mean, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and we were discussing about parenting, fair enough, and how that parenting styles have changed over the years, and how the new parents cannot do certain things they want to. Like, for example, when we went to school, and I'm talking my time, the teachers used to get a belt and belt you on the hand, right? Now, that was like you didn't behave or they belt you on the hand. And some countries, they do it with the children, just because. Whereas nowadays, it's quite difficult. You can't do that anymore. You can't do that anymore. It's classed as
not even use your finger, talk less of using belts.
Is it? Yeah, that's exactly. And then this sort of things are happening. So what's your thoughts on Fran, and what are you seeing generally in society? What kind of parenting, and is that changing how our children are being brought up? I mean, the children nowadays, is that because of the different parenting styles that's been implemented now, is that change, obviously is affecting the children when they're growing up?
Yeah, I think from my observation and from experience, I can say that the parenting styles in those days and today, though in paper, is still the same. In various families, it's still the same. But generally, and in the outward life, people have changed the narrative. Yes, though people that still know the truth knows the truth, and they still do the right parenting. Yes, and when you see the people that practice the right parenting, you still know them. The Bible said that by their fruit we shall know them. You still know it. I was discussing with somebody last week on parenting as well, and about how we were parented as well. So at a stage, I told that person that when I was younger, or during my teenage age, I go to fellowship and church programs. With that program in church or fellowship, whenever you come, you will see me in my house. So I said to him, on the days of my fellowship, my brother will bring out all his clothes because he don't want me to go. He said I have to wash them, so I have to quickly. And this lady told me that, oh, that the same way I was brought up, and she is a Scottish person. She told me that when she was younger, she dare not go out without finishing her chores. But today, some children won't do it. You tell them,
Exactly.
go take off your plate. They say, you do it. And they're asking you, because I did the dishes, you pay me money.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. That do say they, oh, I'll do this, you pay me money. You know, it's just like,
It's ridiculous.
and then parents do come and say, okay, I'll pay you allowance of £5, £10.
That is my, oh me.
Well, why should I think why should the parents pay £5, £10 a week? End of the day, they're providing everything, and they
I
should
mean,
have it. So it isn't making a bit doesn't make a bit of sense on that side. I don't know why that's been. But Annalika, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay. So I was saying, I told you that I hope I don't get to mix up all these styles, authoritarian and authoritative. I'm actually authoritative style, not authoritarian. Not authoritarian, sorry. So yeah, funny enough, right? I am giving the children money. Not I just started that because I stopped buying so much, things for them and but that's the thing, we talk a lot about things. So before it was just, like I said, we have a point chart. So they collect points. So 10 points is equals to £1. So we have pound baskets near the house. So I stopped always buying something for them, but except if I think they really need that thing. But you know how you just see a nice toy, you get it. So I stopped doing so much of that because I want them to earn it, kind of. So since I'm still going to get it for them anyway, and even sometimes it's just sweets they want to buy. These are things I would normally buy anyway, but let it be that, let them feel the joy of they've worked hard for it. So usually they do chores in the house. They've started cleaning bathroom and washing dishes, and so I thought, okay, we'll start. And Adeze has account, so I didn't want her account to just be on or empty, so she gets £1 weekly allowance. for bathroom work. So because I got a free account for her, I thought, okay, let me start. The account allows you to assign allowance to the child account. So I just thought, okay, I'll give her. So every Saturday she does chores. She used to do the bathroom, but the other person found out that she's enjoying it because she's making money, and they all started wanting jobs as well. So she moved on to doing laundry on Saturdays. So I just recently started that, and I think it's okay because it's money I'll still give them anyway. It's really nothing. It's just £1 every, and she's saving it up. And yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that, sorry, can I just say something? What you're saying now, for example, the money you're giving is a reward. Okay?
Yeah.
It is called reward. Whether
Yeah.
you say is a lot, what do you call it? So, but what I'm saying is that, for example, you told your child to go and wash that dishes, and that child want to first of all negotiate. Making it expressly known to you that, okay, you how much will you give me for doing this? That one is totally out of the way.
It was me introducing that.
Yeah, but what you're doing is called reward. You can choose to reward them as far as you're not like making it mandatory and inculcating it in their head that they need to negotiate because they'll have to do something, you need to pay them. That one.
No, it wasn't them, it was just me. We've had the point chat for many years, and it's working. So usually when they get 10 points, they get a reward. So the money aspect is just like I said, just because I started the account for her, and I'm thinking, oh, instead of it to be empty, let me give her £1 a week
So
as
well, anyway, they're learning
well.
about money, which is
Yeah.
good because they start saving. And secondly, but I suppose when you look at what Fran's saying, you're rewarding them. So what happens when you stop rewarding them? Are they going to still do the washing and cleaning and all that? So
Well, the thing is, what I thought in my mind is at the end of the day, they are doing the job and they are learning how to do it. So, I mean, they're not going to be with me forever. If you end up in college, you know how to do do your dishes, you know how to, so you're not going to be waiting for my reward. But the main thing is they now know how to clean the house, they know how to, their dishes a lot of times, once you eat, you wash up what you eat because they have taken turns washing the dish. So actually nobody gets reward for doing dishes, nobody gets reward for doing their room. So it's usually more of that hard one, like the one I'm training them on now, which is cleaning the bathroom and toilet, which looks a bit harder. But once they get used to it, most times I think we forget about it because everybody is.
yeah, I mean, this is where what we were talking about how years ago when we were growing up, there was no such thing as reward. I know that we were in a home, we had to do kind of what because we were told to do it, and we had to learn cooking, cleaning, whatever because we were told to do that. Whereas nowadays, I mean, I think in society, just general children anyway. My son asks me, "Oh, if you want me to do that, then pay me." Do you know what I mean? So, so I said, no, you're living in my house and I'm feeding you, so you should be doing it anyway. So I shouldn't be asking. You shouldn't be asking me for money. So it's like I think it's just genuine children. It's just they just say, I could do this, but you need to pay me in some way. But they just don't get it that they got a roof over their head, they got
Yeah.
food on the table. Mom's working really hard, dad's working really hard. I think that's how things have changed over the years, whereas we seen our parents work and we didn't really question it. So this is just a society and everything's just changed about and I think the way things have been taught as well at school and things like that. Yeah, so Fran, you want to add to that what we were just talking about, the society, how it changed and things like that?
Yeah, actually, the society has changed because, like what we are saying in our parenting styles, because of what the society is up to now, some parents are also scared of, they don't know what to say to their child, and their child will be like, oh, you're abusing me, you're telling me this, I'm going to call you the police upon you, this and that. So because of that, some parents are being scared and not to do the right parenting. But I just want to say that those children that are maybe at that stage, they think you're doing them bad. But by the time they grew up and they'll be like, oh, I don't think you were a good mom because you never told me this, because you never trained me that way. Yeah, because they will grow up to blame you. They will grow up to blame the parent that you never gave them good training. Yes, because you did not correct them. Like people that practice permissive type of training or overprotective, give your child a go to try out new things. Like what Aladdin said, I do that. I just give them chance. They make mistake, they correct it. They learn from their mistake because mistake is the best teacher. Yeah, so because if you keep on protecting them too much, by the day you will leave them, they'll be so scared, they'll be so shy, they cannot even defend themselves. You don't want to train up a child that cannot defend themselves, do you? A child that when they say shut up, she go like this.
Mhm.
You want to train up a child that will be critically thinking, a child that can look forward and be focused. That's the type of child you want to train. So yeah, the society has changed, but we as parents, we have to keep up. Don't change to the bad one. Just try to, because at the end of the day, that family belongs to you. That family did not belong to any other person that will tell you anything outside there.
Thank you, Fran, for that. I know I know, look at you mentioned about your parenting style. I mean, you're a really good parent. Just want to say that to everybody out there. She's a really good parent and she does fantastic work. Our children are lovely, by the way. I've met them. So yeah, so generally the society itself, there's so many, people having, and there was a program on, what's it called? It was a nanny one. Anyway, it's a program about parenting, and they got a professional lady in, and it shows you so many children are, quite lost, and needed direction. What's it called?
Super Nanny.
Super Nanny. Yeah.
So,
I love watching it. I enjoyed watching it, and obviously she used some techniques and all that to kind of calm and those children were overly hyper to the level of the uncontrollable. That's why she was called in. So it's a different level of, the parents couldn't control it. So it was really nice to watch all that. But somehow half an hour's gone. But I'm going to say quickly to Fran, I know you've got a book out. So you want to mention your book very briefly there about parenting?
Thank you. Yes, I've got my book. That's the parenting guide you need. This book, the parenting guide you need to raise amazing children. Actually, this book speak about this style. Whose style are you copying? Because the truth is that the more we train them, the more they grow. They're also copying. That's why we shouldn't do the bad one.
Yeah,
where can they get your books from? Where can they get it from? Is it on Amazon, right?
Yeah, the book is on Amazon. Any of Amazon worldwide, yeah, no matter the country where you are, any Amazon in your place, you can
That's
get
really
it.
good on Amazon. Looks like a really good book, Fran. And people who may be watching, you want to go and maybe you want to kind of look into more about parenting styles, and check out Fran's book on Amazon. So, ladies, we're out of time, and it shows you how quickly time goes. It's 32 minutes that we've on.
When you're having fun.
When we're having fun. It was a really good topic. It was obviously we skimmed it. It was very brief. We could talk about this for hours and hours. But we will be back. We will be back next week with another topic. Please, if you want us to talk about a subject that is close to your heart, then let us know. And I'd like to thank Razwan and Sagir for commenting, and Sagir was saying very good. So obviously, they're enjoying our topics. Fantastic. Please join us every Monday about half six, half five, half six. We're in that time range. But yeah, and share it with your family and friends. That would be fantastic. More people that watch our show, more people will learn about things and get something out of it. And that was our aim, is to share our kind of views on things, but we also love to know your views as well. So thank you, Annalika and Fran, for coming on, and have a fantastic week.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone. Bye, and take care.
Bye.
Bye.